Well, it's finally time. It's my 23rd video. I've had some people asking me what's the 23 in my name about anyways, so I thought I'd address that with 23 fun facts about the number 23. These are all as factual as anything is, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this little video that I've put together, and I'll be talking a bit after about that phenomenon of the number 23.
The human body consists of 46 chromosomes.
23 from each parent.
Blood takes 23 seconds to circulate.
We should have gotten out of there, right at that moment.
After all, the world spins on an axis of 23 degrees. When you tell them it's actually 23.5, they say 5 is simply 2 plus 3.
Maybe it was just a coincidence. I mean, a name is just a name, and a number's just a number. Isn't it?
It's this number! This fucking number! 23. It rules my world. Everywhere. Dates, times, license plate numbers, pages of books, even elevator floor lights. Soon I found it was in my name. It was in the words I spoke. Nothing is safe.
The number. What does it mean?
I think you know.
It's not just a book. It's true. The number screws with your mind.
Two divided by 3, 0.666. 666, number of the devil. There are only 22 chapters in the book of Revelations. We all know how that ends.
Fucking 3!
I'll be honest. I didn't get it.
Well, I do get it, and I'd like to explain the 23 Enigma to you. It's a sophisticated mind game. A bit of a mindfuck, really. See, back in the 1960s, there was a group of occultists and just strange people in general who were hanging out and doing all sorts of, hallucinogenics, things like that. And they would come up with philosophical concepts and mind games to play, and one of these was Discordianism. Now, I'm going to get into Discordianism at another time, but one of the ideas that came out of Discordianism was the law of fives, which essentially is as follows. So basically, the law of fives is how you can relate just about anything to anything if you try hard enough.
So what is this? What is 23?
And what evolved out of that is the 23 Enigma, which is essentially a play on the same game, but it allows for a little more combinations and permutations because you've got two numbers to play with, 2 and 3, which is related to fives as follows. 2 plus 3 equals 23. If you can appreciate that as an absurd philosophical joke, or a joke basically making fun of numerology to some extent, then enjoy.
23 is very good at this particular game.
Game.
Yeah, paranoia. There's a fair bit of literature on the 23 Enigma.
There is.
But essentially the 23 Enigma is about perceptual bias. It's ultimately that you can ignore some evidence and favor other evidence in order to see whatever you want. And that's why I appreciate it, and that's why I basically have it in my name and play with it as a concept, because I think we all do that to some extent. We ignore some things and pay attention to others. And we all have our own perceptual bias, our own cognitive dissonance with the world, so to speak.
There's a select group of people that take delight in perpetuating the number's infamy. Lucky 7, unlucky 13, ball players' lucky shoes. People only pray because they believe that God will help them if they do. This is magical thinking, non-scientific causal reasoning. You're looking for 23, so you're finding it.
To me, the really funny thing is that there's a lot of people that take the 23 Enigma seriously. They try to link it up with all sorts of things, and that's part of the joke, I think, is that there's people actually going mad over what's essentially a complex joke of...
Stop it! Now listen to me. 23 is a number. Okay, there's no magical meaning. Only people can give it that. And I don't care how many lunatics are fantasizing about 23. They're wrong.
You know, back in the 60s, this was a lot more common, that kind of mindfuck experiments. But maybe we should bring it back, huh? Anyways, the people that take it seriously, like Jim Carrey, unfortunately, it's actually funny. He made that movie because he's got a bit of a personal obsession with the number. That's just lulzy.
Very good at this particular paranoia. In the meantime, I can speak to 2 divided by 3. Point at an axis of 23 degrees. When I told them it's actually 23.5, they say 5. It's simply 2 plus 3.
People do get obsessed with it, but you can get obsessed with any number. There's lots of Christians who are obsessed with 13, for example, right? So, whatever.
So is 23 a blessing or a curse?
The real power of 23 is to be able to find meaning or truth in anything. If you try hard enough, if you look hard enough, you can find it. Coming up in a fairly short amount of time, I've got a video that I've been working entirely too long on, but it's going to be worth it. It's actually probably going to be 2 videos, but they're definitely connected. They're basically meant to be watched together. I've been having my best people working on this overtime, so I'm just gonna... How's that going, guys? Well, that's going to be a little while, but in a couple of days it should be up, and I hope you enjoyed this little effort on something other than the topics that I've been discussing lately. Oh, and just a little quick shout out to all of my Discordian and Subgenius brothers, sisters, and hermaphroditic mutants everywhere. 23 Skidoo.